All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I'm going to give our honor and praise unto Yahweh. Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakurash. We say, Barakati Hawo, Brakti Al-Shai. Barakati Hawo, Brakti Al-Shai. Barakati Hawo, Brakti Al-Shai. Bahashem, Chakurash. And we give double honor to our apostles and our elders, which apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Al-Shai. Let's jump right into this video. Breaking turn the volume down. Salaki if it wasn't in the back. But you see the bombings that's taking place. All right, this is the visual. These are the wars and the rumors of wars. Okay, that Matthew the 24th chapter tells us that these things would be taking place. All right, these are going to lead. Everything you see taking place right now are dominoes leading towards the end of Babylon the Great. Okay, because we know that the nations, there's going to be a skirmish or some event's going to take place that's going to force these nations to shoot their weapons on Babylon the Great. Okay, there's going to be something that takes place on a large scale. But what you see happening right here is the beginning of woes, man. And it's not a coincidence they did it on what? Day 1, day 2, okay? But I got the articles here. It says at least 7 explosions. Venezuela government accuses U.S. of attacking civilian military installations in multiple states. See? It says at least 7 explosions in low-flying aircrafts were heard around 2 a.m. local time Saturday in Venezuela's capital, Caracas. Venezuela's government did not immediately respond to the request for comment. Venezuelan government accuses the U.S. accuses the United States of attacking civilian and military installations in multiple states after at least 7 explosions and low-flying aircrafts were heard around 2 a.m. local time Saturday in the capital city, or capital Caracas. And it says the Pentagon and White House did not immediately respond to the request for comment. Smoke could be seen rising from the hangars of a military base in Caracas. Another military installation in the capital was without power. People in various neighborhoods rushed into the streets. Some could be seen in the distance from various areas in Caracas. The whole ground shook. This is horrible. We heard explosions and planes, said Carmen Hindilio, a 21-year-old office worker. Her voice trembling. She was walking briskly with 2 relatives returning from a birthday party. We felt like the air was hitting us. See? Let's see. Venezuela state television did not interrupt its programming and aired a report on Venezuelan music and arts. The blast come as the U.S. military has been targeting in recent days alleged drug smuggling boats. On Friday, Venezuela said it was open to negotiations and an agreement with the U.S. to combat drug trafficking. So they ain't there for that, man. They ain't there for that. Okay? And this is Venezuela under attack. Cam, what hit Caracas? Multiple blast air activity sparks fears. 21 minutes ago, explosions and low-flying aircrafts were heard in Venezuela's capital of Caracas. Okay? So you see these things are popping off. These are the rumors of war, because also we know that they have to cover some things up that are coming out to the forefront. Okay, this is the book of Jeremiah. This is a few precepts, because this will show you, because this is Babylon being that hammer. This is the book of Jeremiah 50 and verse 23. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth? And what is a hammer? Something that pounds and beats things. All right, going back to the Iran strike, they call it Operation Hammer, if I'm not mistaken. But that's more proof that this is Babylon the Great, because why, out of all the things they could have chose, they chose those words exactly. But it says Jeremiah 50 and verse 23, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Because now, by way of the petrodollar, okay, that Babylon has the dominance and the military might that really rules over the planet Earth. If you see the planet, the bases that you see all over the Earth, okay, there's only one. If you have a military base, that's what you call an occupation. It says, how is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? All right, let's pull up in the parallel real quick. This is the book of Amplified. How is the hammer of the whole earth is crushed and broken? How Babylon has become a horror of desolation among the nations. So that hammer is being put down, and these are part of those breakings. All right, because once these things, what we don't know the situation that's going to take place, but whatever situation takes place, it's going to force the world to have a animosity towards Babylon in a big way. It's the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 6. Let's read it. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. What's that? Debt. Abatyat. Okay, because what is the main purpose behind this situation is what? Increasing that which is not his, from the oil to the land mass to the occupation down there, because China and Russia are moving in and they're putting a foothold in Venezuela, and they don't want that. So now they're moving different pieces and moving different things to lead towards that third world war. All these things are happening for that purpose, because we know it's going to happen because it's biblical prophecy that's taking place. So it doesn't matter the pieces that are moved, it's all going to that same destination, that final destination, which is the third woe, all right, and the culmination of the deliverance of the elect out of Babylon the Great in different parts of the planet Earth, namely over here in America. All right, let's read it in the NLT. This is the Amplified. It says, will all these victims of his greed not take up a taunting song against him, and in mocking derision against him, saying, woe, judgment is coming to him who increaseth that which is not his? How long will he possess it? And woe to him who makes himself wealthy with loans. And it's going into those bankers. Okay, because they're the ones that's really getting the drip off all of this movement and motion in the earth, going back to the World Economic Forum and the World Bank, Salakia. All right, they loan to countries, and you have to pay that back. All right, so that's the main point. I just wanted to bring that breaking news. CARACAS has been struck. This is heavy things taking place. You got the assassination attempt on Vladimir. So we got a lot of things moving, and we're only, a day or so into the new year. So it's popping. So with that, it's a call, hello, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, until the next time I say Shalom, and more, and I'll never keep faith. Shalom.